I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I didn't get a ton of stuff in this week, but I do have some fun stuff to share with you guys today. And then yesterday, MAC did like a pre-release. I got an email for it to shop their summer collection, and I did some damage. It was 2-day shipping, but I don't think it's going to be here till Tuesday. I placed an order on the Beautylish website for just some things that looked fun to me. I went ahead and got this loose powder case. It comes in this kind of large box. I've got a few of her like pieces like this, and I just think they're fun additions to my collection. But this one here I really have a purpose for, which I'll share with you in a minute. So this is what the case looks like. It's very cute, a nice like sturdy plastic, and then you open up the top and there is a powder puff inside, and then it's just open in the bottom. And I believe that Anna Sui sells a face powder that goes with this case. I just got the case, however, because I have several loose powders that come in packaging that's really hard to like pick up evenly on a large powder brush for like setting my BB cream. And so what I was using was, this is a this is dirty. This is a broke off Wet n Wild cover from a Reserve Your Cabana. So I was pouring powder on there and picking it up on this cover. And I thought this would just be a much funner way to do it. So I could just put the powder, I could probably dump an entire container worth of powder in here because it's pretty deep, and use it like that. Or I could just use it and take it out of the container and then use it that way to pick it up on my brush. So this is the Anna Sui loose powder case, and I just think it's so pretty. And I'm going to use this instead of that Wet n Wild dish. And it comes with a nice puff too, a big large puff. Also from Anna Sui, I picked up the Mermaid Makeup palette and the face color that kind of goes with it. I believe this is either their spring or summer collection. So you buy the blush pan separately, and then it goes inside the cases. So you had to buy 2 pieces for it. And I've already put mine together. The face color is 303, and then this is what the compact looks like. And then the face colors of the pan are the same size as the blushes in her line, so you can switch them out too if you want. There's a little plastic case or cover that comes on there. And then I already put the blush inside. Again, this is magnetized in, but it's a little mermaid. Like, it's super cute. And these colors infuse all the way through the powder, so while you're using it, you can still see that mermaid as you go through the product, which I really like. On the cheeks, this is just a really pretty satin pink blush. This does have a pretty strong scent of like rose and like a makeup type smell. All of Anna Sui's products are scented, which I'm not completely crazy about. So this is what the product looks like right here. It's a really pretty blush. And then you can like take a powder brush, and if you go back over it like this and actually use a brush instead of a finger, you get your mermaid back. So that is from Anna Sui, and this is the Mermaid Makeup palette, and then the blush in 303. Then I also purchased the Smith 214 brush, which I get on with Smith brushes pretty well. I wish that the Beautylish would get their newer shapes that came out a few months ago, but in any event, I had been looking at this brush for a while. It's a spoolie brush, and I never like bit the bullet and bought it. And then I was watching Lisa D1 here on YouTube, and she had mentioned how much she liked it, so I went ahead and bought it. And it's just a really nice spoolie, and because it's almost like twice as long as the normal spoolie, it really combs your brows out super quickly. And I like the little angle in there. It just makes it super easy to comb your brows out. So it's a really good one. So that's the Smith 214. I'll go ahead and compare it to the Chikuhodo GSN 14 brush for lengthwise. Right there. So you can see it's a little bit skinnier. It's the same width all the way throughout the brush, and it's quite long. You know what else spoolies are really good for? Is the animal hair that gets on your face that you constantly try to grab and you miss it every time. This will pick it up. And then in my last video, I had mentioned that the brand Koyudo came to Beautylish, which is another Japanese makeup brush brand. And I have a few other Koyudo brushes that I purchased off of, I think it was CD Japan. This was probably 3 years ago or so, and I was really excited to see them on Beautylish. And I originally had I think I had like 10 brushes in my cart, and I'm like, yo, chill out. So I actually ended up only purchasing 2 because they look to be like super unique brushes. The writing on the sticker is in Japanese, so I don't know the official name of these brushes, but this is what the packaging of these guys look like. And these are, I think they're maybe have the word twig in there. You'll see them if you look up Koyudo on Beautylish. But they called this one here a highlight brush, and I actually used it to put on my face highlight today. This typically is a little bit small for what I'm typically used to for putting on highlight, but I actually really enjoyed using this little brush because it almost applied the highlighter that I put on a slightly more concentrated, and also in a real specific area where I didn't have kind of highlighter over a large portion. So I actually really enjoyed using this for highlighter on my face, but it kind of, the size of it kind of looks like it would be an eye brush. And I just thought the handles on these was just really unique. So you can see right there, that is the brand of the brushes, but this is actually like a wooden twig style handle on the brush. This is a little bit shorter handle than something that I'm used to as well, but I still really like the uniqueness of this brush. There's probably still some highlighter left in here. I just like went like this over the cheekbone and then real precision like highlighting. It worked out really well like that, so I do like it for a face highlighter. And I think that they called this one a powder brush, but this one has got a longer handle, which I really like. And then the way that the bristles are conformed in there, I hope you can see this. It's almost like a flower where, let's see here. It's got a design on the tip of it that's there, you can kind of see it. That's like a flower. And what I used this today for was bronzer, and it just put bronzer, like it buffed it in so quick and so easy, but it also helped that I used a new bronzer that I'm absolutely in love with, which I'm going to share with you in a minute, but I really like this brush as well. I like that this one has a longer handle, and I think that they're just fun. I know that these are not the last of the Koyudo brushes I'll be buying from Beautylish. I'm probably going to try to collect them all. But anyway, those are from Koyudo, and I got them on Beautylish, and I think that they're super cool. And then over Memorial Day, the Estee Lauder website was having a sale. I think it was 25% off. And I kept looking at these next two products, and I finally went ahead and I purchased them. And one of them is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Ultimate Mineral Infused Matte Bronzer. And this is what the box looks like. And I got the shade 3 Brazen. I kept looking up swatches of the 4 new shades that they came out this year with the Bronze Goddess collection, and I just wasn't finding any good swatches. So I went off of instinct. I went off what I could tell looked to be the most red in toned bronzer. So that's why I ended up getting 03 Brazen. I was a little nervous that when I got it, it was going to be too deep for my skin tone, but it's not. It's perfect. It's so pretty. So this year they come in new packaging, which is quite a bit smaller than their old packaging, which looks like this. The old version had 0.74 ounces of product, and then this new one has 0.45, which actually, for as small as this looks, is quite a bit of product still in the pan. So I'm thinking that the pan is fairly thick. And then here is the bronzer inside. There is like a sun embossing in there, which is fading really fast because I've been using this for the past couple days. And the powder itself is actually quite soft. The older formulation of the Bronze Goddess bronzers were pressed pretty firmly, so you could really go ahead and swirl a brush in there and not really have a lot of powder kick up. These are much softer than the older version. So like when I initially went into it, I was thinking kind of like old Bronze Goddess, and I went to swirling my brush and I picked up way too much product because it picks up really easily on a brush. But I think I like this bronzer more than any of the other bronzers that I've purchased thus far this year. And I love the Tom Ford Terra. I love that new Bare Minerals one that I got. But I think this one takes the cake for me. I think it is absolutely stunning. It's like the perfect color for my skin tone because it does have that slightly red undertone to it, which I have a super strong pink undertone, so that type of bronzer on my skin tone flatters me more, and I also really like that slightly sunburned look from like a bronzer and a blush, which I've been using that new Dior blush, that Baked Jelly one I hauled a few videos ago. Kind of, I put a little on my forehead, my nose, my chin and stuff like that to kind of amplify that slightly sunburned look, because I wear a heavy SPF, so knock on wood, but I rarely ever like sunburn my face or anything like that, but I do like that look of just being out of the sun, you know, and that's what this gives me. So I just absolutely love it, and it blends out on the skin like a dream. It's absolutely wonderful, and I'm hoping like heck that these are going to be in the permanent range and they just stick around, because this is such a beautiful formula. And there are 4 shades. There was one, I believe, that's darker than this, and I think 2 that are lighter. And I'm so happy that I went with number 3 because it does have that red undertone, but it's so pretty. And this is the bronzer that I have on my face today as well. And then the other product I purchased from Estee Lauder during the sale is the Au Naturel eyeshadow palette. It's the Estee Lauder and by Violette. It's a collab palette, I'm pretty sure. I'm not real familiar with Violette, but I know they have collabed, I think, twice now. This is what the box packaging on that looks like. And I kept looking at this and was like, no, you don't need it. No, you don't need it. And then I had seen us, I think it was on Instagram, Sam from Pixie Woo likes to do videos on there, and she said how much she really liked this, and so I was like, you know what, there's a sale, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And Estee Lauder eyeshadows in the past, more recent past, have been kind of hit or miss for me. So I hadn't purchased a ton of their eye products for a while, which I used to quite a bit. And it wasn't until I got that Bronze Goddess eyeshadow palette from this year's summer collection I was like, ooh, these are nice. So I went ahead and got this guy. And inside there are 15 eyeshadows in here, which, I mean, they range mostly warm, but you have a few cool shades in there as well. And the packaging on this is magnetized, like the inside portion is plastic. And then this here is like a very, very pale pink, kind of like a satin fabric. And I can just see it now. This is going to get so dirty. But there's a total of 0.74 ounces of product in here, 21 grams, or about 0.04933, 0.05 ounces per pan, which is a decent amount of product that you're getting inside of here. And I've worn this a couple times as well, and I'm super pleased with the matte shades. I did have to go into them a few times to pick up the product, but like the formulation of them is really finely milled, but still substantial. And I like didn't get any fallout. There's barely any kick up in the pan at all from the mattes in here, and they blended out, they built, they worked really, really well for me. The shimmer shades are pretty as well, but the formula of those, again, like I think I mentioned this about the summer palette as well, it's a thicker formula, so you kind of have to wiggle your brush in there to get it to pick up. You can tell that there's some silicones in there, and that's kind of just the nature of that formula. It's a thicker type of formula where you have to kind of work to pick it up, just because, like you can see in this one here, it's got a little bit of hard pan on there, but I can get through that by wiggling my brush in it. It's just, again, the nature of that type of formula. They do look really pretty on the eyes, however, it's just a bit something to pick them up. So there are 9 matte shades and 6 shimmers, ranging from light to dark in both the mattes and the shimmers. There are a great range, in my opinion, of matte shades in here. You've got deep ones, transition shades, and you also have matte brow bone highlights. So I think it's a really nice array of shades that you're getting. It does lean more warm than anything, but I'm pretty happy with the shadows. So there are the first 4. Right there. And then the next 4. They came out with a blush palette from this collection as well, which I almost bought, and then I didn't. If you got it, let me know if you think I need it. Yeah, definitely I don't need it, but if I should have it, maybe. And then these next guys. Oh, that coppers are really pretty. And then these last 3. Right there. So there are all the swatches, and that is the Estee Lauder by Violette eyeshadow palette. And I got mine off of the Lauder website. And then lastly, the brand Kaleidos sent me over 3 of their eyeshadow palettes. It's kind of like Kaleidoscope, but just the beginning portion, Kaleidos. And I had originally seen these palettes on Tina the Fancy Face here on YouTube. they had sent them to her, and then I had seen them on there, and I was like, ooh, those look really pretty. So I had went to the website, and the set of them at the time that I went there, it wasn't available because I was going to purchase them. And then in the meantime, they had messaged me on Instagram and asked if I would like to try them, and I was like, yep, I do. I really want to try them. I almost just bought them. So the brand did send these to me, and they sent them in this really nice box. And then the box packaging, these are like the outside boxes, actually mimics the packaging on the inside. It is cardboard with a magnetized closure, and it has that soft touch, kind of like NARS-esque type feel on the outside, which to me, always that type of feeling always makes things feel more expensive for some reason, but it feels really nice. So this one is the Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green palette. So if I open it up here, this is the one that I have on my eyes today. I did use one of the Touch in Soul eyeshadows for the inner portion because there isn't a shade in here that's very light, and I also brought in a matte brow bone highlight. Otherwise, the greens and the yellows are what I have on my eyes today. The one thing I don't like are these little plastic inserts with the names on them. And once these come out, like, at first I was like, which ones are which? Because you can turn it both ways. So I wish that they would have just printed the names on the inside of the palette, which I always wish companies would just do that instead of putting those plastic inserts in there. Each palette contains 0.28 ounces of product, or roughly 0.046 ounces per shade, which is a decent amount of product that you're getting. Now, all of these palettes, I really like the formulation of both their mattes and their shimmers. Well, I wouldn't even say shimmer. Those are metallics. The metallics are thin, like a thinner formula. You know how a lot of metallics can be a little bit heavier and kind of maybe chunky. These are very smooth feeling while still remaining highly, highly metallic, which I think is super cool. And then their mattes are really, really soft, super, super finely milled, but still substantial, and I had no problem blending them out or anything like that. They got great pigmentation and stuff. So I'm really excited for what else this brand is going to come out with, because I think that their shadow quality is pretty nice. And then also, these palettes are not standalone palettes for me. With each one of them, I always feel the need to bring in other shades. Like this one, you know, everything is mid-tone or darker, so I felt the need to bring in a lighter matte shade and a lighter shimmer shade for something that I like. So none of the palettes are standalones for me. However, the shadows themselves inside are very, very pretty. So let me go ahead and give you guys swatches, and maybe you can see whether or not this is something that you'll like. So this one is the Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green palette. There's that really pretty mustard shade. These two right here are the metallics, and the other four are matte. But wait till you see how pretty these metallics are. Oh, they're so pretty. Again, this is the palette that I have on my eyes today. I think I'm wearing... Aren't those pretty, you guys? Oh my god. So I'm wearing all of these 5. No, yeah, I'm wearing all 5 of these shades. I'm not wearing the black. And then these 2 right here. Oh, their shadows are soft. They're soft, but they're still substantial and not super powdery. It's just cool, man. Look at that. So that one is what did I say? Sci-Fi? Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green. This next one is Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze, and this is what the packaging on this one looks like. Again, that same soft touch feel to it, with the little plastic deal in the middle. So this is the warmest out of the 3 palettes. This one's got 3 metallics in there, well, right here, and then 3 matte shades over here. So let's swatch them. Their metallic formula is so nice. So nice. This shade's a little bit different than these 2 shades. This one's almost like a metallic shimmer, where these ones are like straight up metallic. And then these 3 are the mattes in here. I wish like through the camera you guys could feel how soft those mattes are. So that guy is the Futurism 2 Cyber Bronze. And then the last one is called Futurism 3 Astro-Pink, and that's what the packaging on this one looks like. It's just cool. And then this one has also got two metallics, and this is kind of like a black infused with those shimmer particles. It's not quite metallic like these two. And then for mattes, you've got this berry shade and then these two browns right here. So let's swatch these guys. So yeah, this is like a matte base with a ton of sparkle in it, which I'm always not the craziest over shades like that. I'm like, either make them matte or make them metallic, you know? Look at that blue though. And then these last three. Right there. Look at how pretty that is. It's like a silvered purple shade. So pretty. So that guy there is the Futurism 3 Astro-Pink. So a big thank you to the team over at Kaleidos for sending these over. I really think that they're fun. I would love to see a larger palette that like is like a standalone where it has everything all in one, because this formula is pretty darn nice. And that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.